Good morning, y'all. Today is Monday, June the 15th, and I am Marlene Bush. Stitching by the Lake is this channel. I thank you for coming by, especially all of those who are new, but more especially all of those who continue to come each time I make a video. I really intended to make a video much sooner, which probably doesn't mean a thing to y'all, but when it's a while between videos, then I forget what I told you and what I didn't tell you. So it's better for me if I do them a little bit more often. I'm in a different place. I'm sitting at my dining room table looking back towards my living room. I thought you all might like to have something different to see, but in addition to that, my sewing room is a nightmare. My husband's been on a fishing trip, just a short one, but when he's gone, I typically take that time and do some cleaning, a little bit deeper cleaning, and some organizing and changing. He doesn't particularly care for change. I changed my mantle up right here. This is a sun pipe right there, y'all, so I'm sorry for that glare. It's not a light. The sun is out today. It's a beautiful day. Warm, but beautiful. And so that won't go away unless a cloud comes across. Anyway, I changed up this whole area back here, and he won't notice it when he comes home. He might notice that there's a different little lamp there, but probably not. So I do that when he's gone, and I moved things around on this bookshelf. We have, over the years, collected so many books, and I'm gradually getting rid of them. I send them to the library to their book sale. Because we don't read them. I mean, they've all been read, and there's not much point in keeping them. They collect dust. Anyway, I did some things like that. I did a lot of canning, and I brought some of my canning to show you. I thought y'all might be interested. I have, what else have I done? That's really about it, and that's a lot of work, let me tell you. I spent the whole day yesterday. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm sorry. And if I knew how to edit, I'd take that out, but I don't. I forgot that Jerry has set the air conditioning up way high, and then he just adjusts it during the day to where he wants it. I don't know why. Typically, we have it set on one temperature, and for some reason he's changed that, but it was getting pretty warm in here. So I've turned it down. You might hear the air conditioner come on. Anyway, I've worked in the garden some. I'm struggling in the garden. We don't have a big garden, just some raised beds and some buckets and tubs and things like that. And it's beautiful. The garden is just looking great. I have several squash plants and a cucumber plant that are blooming like crazy, but the blooms are mostly falling off because there just don't seem to be any pollinators. 2 different times I've seen a bee out there, and that's all. And I'm out there every day. So I've gotten 3 or 4 squash. I've gotten a couple of cucumbers, but those particular plants need pollinators, and they're probably not going to do any better. The tomatoes look gorgeous. Hopefully by the 4th of July I'll have some ripe ones. Maybe a tad sooner, but I'm not sure of that. I've also got some potatoes that look wonderful, but I don't know when you dig potatoes. I'm watching because the vines, I think, are supposed to die off before you dig potatoes. I don't know. What do I know? I'm a novice gardener. Anyway, I've been doing those things. I brought some of my canning to show you. And I know you're mostly interested in cross stitch, but bear with me because I worked really hard on this and I want somebody to see. This is sauerkraut. I've never done sauerkraut before. I did it on the 25th of May, and you have to wait 4 weeks for it to turn into sauerkraut. So not much longer. I'll report on that. My husband deer hunts, and we eat deer meat. I told you I had canned some venison. This is what it looks like. It looks like ground beef because we have it all ground. This means this is cooked. I have used a couple of jars already. I used one for tacos and another one for a taco salad that doesn't have spices in it. I canned it in beef broth. So I will also use it in spaghetti, chili, soup, those kinds of things. Yesterday I canned green beans. Aren't those gorgeous? Look at that. So pretty. They were kind of pricey. I went to the farmer's market and they were $3 a pound. I bought 10 pounds anyway because I wanted green beans. I love home canned green beans. This is chicken. Did y'all know you could can chicken? I found chicken breast on sale at Sam's, and I bought enough boneless, skinless chicken breast and thighs that I canned 23 jars. A pint holds about a pound. So this is enough for Jerry and I to have chicken pot pie or chicken and rice or chicken and noodles or chicken soup or chicken salad. These will be good this winter when I don't want to cook, when I just want to stitch. And I also made strawberry jam. And trust me on this, it's delicious. We've already eaten 2 jars. It's really, really good. Bought the strawberries at Sam's. So that's part of what I've been doing. Last time I was on here, I had a giveaway for Blackbird Designs Elizabeth Jane, which I will show you in a minute. And I did the random comment picker, and this is the winner. I have to take a picture because I don't know how to show it any other way. The winner is Cindy Martinez. Cindy, I will put my email address in the box down below. And if you would just email me, I will get that in the mail to you. It might take me a few days. I don't get out very often, y'all. Once a week or so, we go to either Sam's or Walmart. And if I can possibly, I drive by the post office. If I have a package, I sometimes have to run in there. And then I went to the farmer's market one morning, and I got there when it opened at 7. And I was out of there in 20 minutes. I went straight in and got my green beans and bought a head of cabbage, and that was it. I was gone. I did this week, though, make my first trip to Hobby Lobby in over 3 months. I was there when they opened. I was not there a long time. I had stitched something that I'll show you in a minute. I needed something to finish that with. So I went looking for that. And I went from one side of the store to the other. There were very few people in there that early, and I didn't linger a long time. I do have another giveaway. Where did it go? Just a minute. Okay, I'll come back to it because I don't see it right here, and I know I had it with me a minute ago. I'm going to show you first my whips. Things that I have been working on. I have worked a little bit on Santa stocking. This is the one that I'm doing. It's a Stony Creek pattern. It is for my great-granddaughter Raven. And I worked on the cuff and part of the sleeve. Let me put it right here. This cuff and part of the sleeve. There are quite a few color changes in this. Uh-oh, my needle minder fell off. You can just see where I added some fingers. Actually, it goes like this. Here we go. I've added some fingers. This is the cuff. And this is part of the sleeve. This part right here that's done in this kind of yellow color, I'm going to go back. It calls for blending filament, so I'll go back over that when I'm through to add a little sparkle to that. I am not using the blending filament as I go. I don't really want to use it at all, but I think it is going to need a little bit of a sparkle to it, so we'll see. And I also worked just a tiny bit on this whip. This is Heartstring Samplery, and it's Prairie Life Sampler. I love this. There's no reason why I haven't worked on it more other than I had some other things that I wanted to do. This was a Stitch Mania project started in 2019, I believe. I don't have it written on here. In 2019, I did these flowers on the border, and this time I came back and did a tree. And that's all that's been done on this. I know this is going to be beautiful when it's finished. And I'd like to work on it a little more, but that's just not happening right now. They're like I said, they're just other things that I wanted to work on. This pattern is a Heartstring Sampler as well. In all things, be exceedingly grateful. This is a free pattern that she gave to the shop owners who came to market. If you have not received it and you would like to have it, Anne at the Shepherd's Needle has this. And when you call her, she would be glad. It's a PDF, so she'd be glad to send that to you. You might want to place an order for some fabric because she has beautiful fabric. Beth does not tell you a called for fabric or thread on this. I used Victorian Motto Sampler Red number 2. It's pretty. And the fabric I used is called Country French Latte, 28 count. It came from ABC Stitch Therapy, and this is part of the wonderful fabric that my friend sent me that I told you about a couple of videos ago. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, maybe against my white shirt. Let me get up like this. There we go. I love the little squirrels. I love the saying. And, you know, I don't really know yet what I'm going to do with this. I have about 4 small samplers that I've stitched, and I haven't done anything in terms of fully finishing any of those. I want to frame them all and hang them, but I'm not sure where. I just can't decide where I could hang those that would be a really good place to showcase them. So I'll wait until I stitch a couple more and see what happens. Let me put this back in the envelope. I've been kind of slow getting around this morning. I'm not sure why. I slept really good last night. I need to do a little bit more canning this afternoon. I have some chicken broth ready to go in the canner. If you're a canner and you buy rotisserie chickens, that's what I use to make my chicken broth. After the meat's been taken off, I use the bones of that chicken and put in an onion and a carrot and some celery and fill it up with water and cook it in my crock pot all night, my slow cooker. And, okay, I've lost something else. Anyway, I strain it off, and by morning, it's ready for that. Okay, Elizabeth Jane. This is the one that Cindy Martinez won. Elizabeth Jane, Blackbird Designs. This fabric is, I don't know what this fabric is. Let's see. I should have that written down. But I don't see it. Because I don't remember. I do everything by dates, and I don't remember. Oh, there it is. 32 count vellum. Sorry, y'all. And I don't have my mic on. I sure hope this is recording loud enough for y'all to hear me. Okay, Elizabeth Jane, finished. Now, I did change something on this. What did I change? I stitched the birds. You know I don't always. Oh, there was supposed to be a bird down here. And there's not. Because somehow I got off in my count down in here. And there wasn't enough room left for the bird. And the year and the initials were not on this one. And I added those. I added my initials and the year. So I made it uniquely my own. That's what you say when you've made mistakes, right? Okay. I did something with this one that I don't typically do. In this book, Sweet Land of Liberty, Another Blackbird Designs, I wanted to do In Full Glory, which is this one. Back here, maybe the light's a little better. And so I started it on this fabric, which was, I believe, natural. 28 count natural. I did not like stitching on this fabric. It's rough. It was shredding my threads. No matter what I did, I changed needles several times. I waxed my thread and that helped, but I just didn't like it. And so I decided I wasn't going to do it. I'm not going to stitch something I don't like. So I stopped here and I'm going to finish this into a small. I'm going to use that part of it and just finish it into a small. And I restarted this on a 28 count flax. And I have finished it. And this is what it looks like. Oh, shoot. There. Maybe you can see that. I used mostly the call for colors. I did have a problem. All of the red was supposed to be used brick. But I ran out. When I completed that house, I had about a 6-inch thread of used brick left. So I had to switch reds in the flowers and in the flag. And I believe I used cayenne for that. And I like it. I like the difference in the two. I like that the flowers are different from the house. I also added my initials on that one. She did not have those on the pattern, and I put my initials right here. Yeah, and I used the blue to do that. Have y'all noticed that lately I have not been showing you any FFOs? That's because I haven't done any. My stack of FOs in my sewing room, it's pretty big. Then I found a free pattern. I don't know. Let me see if I can tell you who did it. Whose pattern this is. By the Bay. By the Bay. I found this. This one is for my son. This is what I went to Hobby Lobby for, to find something to put this on, which was not easy, let me tell you. I ended up buying a white board that had some printing on it, and I bought spray paint, that green, and I have sprayed it green. And my plan is to put it on that. We'll see. And I'll tell you my reasoning behind stitching this for him. My son is, I have 3 children. All 3 are in education. Our son, Rusty, is a coach. And in January, he took a head coaching job, his first head coaching job. And he is so excited, and has wonderful plans. He's a great guy. good with kids, steady, and he was just full of excitement over this job. Well, it was 6 weeks into the job, and he had been hiring people and doing some things. He didn't even get to see the kids much. But COVID-19 hit, and they were sent home. Now, he has worked every single day since then. A couple of days a week, he drove and took food to kids. You know, here, I don't know about other places, but here, food has been taken to all the kids who couldn't come and pick it up, their regular lunch and breakfast stuff. He's had Zoom meetings with the kids and with the coaches, and he's done all his planning for next year and all his ordering, and once in a while he gets a little bit down. Not very often. It's very rare. But when he does, I always tell him, son, you were born for such a time as this. If this had happened back when my husband was coaching, I don't know what would have happened, because we didn't have the computer technology to do the things that they're doing now. The kids would have gone home and you wouldn't have seen or talked to them probably for this whole springtime. The kids are finally back, and they're still battling some regulations that have to be done, taking temperatures and all that. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just a time-consuming deal. But I still tell him that frequently. You were born for such a time as this. You are able to do this. God has enabled you, and you'll do a good job. So I'm going to make that for him to put in his office. Just a reminder. And then, this is my last finish. My friend Kathleen from Kathleen's Trodden Trail sent me this pattern, Rise and Shine. And I decided to do these two roosters first. I'm going to come back and do this one later, but this is the one I did this time. I found a scrap of fabric. I had to sew a little piece of fabric to the top when I used this the last time, because I was sewing close to the top on whatever I sewed over here, I don't remember. Anyway, and I used DMC threads for this one. I finished it up last night. It's a nice, bright, patriotic small that I will, I hope, stitch up in the next day or two into a little pillow. I've got my patriotic pillows in this tool box right here is full of patriotic ones, and that's where that's going to go. Or if I get some more made, I have a dough bowl here on my dining room table that right now has nothing in it. So if I can get several made, I will put it in there. Okay, I thought I would show you the next couple of things I plan to work on. I'm still going to be working on, I hope one whole week, maybe starting today, to go on the Santa stocking. And then I will switch over to Brenda Gervais, I Collect. I started this during Mania, and I have done this jar. I really had to make some thread substitutions on this one. I'm anxious to get back to the shepherd's needle in Little Rock. I hope to do that soon, maybe next week, and pick up threads and see what she's got. And then the third one that I'm going to work on is Little Berry Thief Pin Keep. This is a scattered seed samplers. This was a kit. And this is how far I am on that one. The bowl is done. Those bottom strawberries are done. And I'm working on the bird. And I don't think there's much. There are some numbers up there. Let's see. And some stuff right here. That's what I have left to do. Y'all, I have not made a strawberry yet, and I know that they're not hard, but I do have a little anxiety about that because I've stitched it on. What if I cut it wrong? Oh, scary. Oh, here's the Elizabeth Jane pattern that I am sending to Cindy. Here is my giveaway for today. I knew it was down there somewhere. Brenda Gervais Farmyard Parade. This is another one of those that I have 2 of. So I'm going to pass the stash to someone else. And if you would if you want this, leave me a comment and tell me anything about a farm. Use the word farm in your comment. Okay? And I will pass that one on. Today is June the 15th. June is almost over. I may have a couple more finishes by the end of June, but I thought I would tell you what in the first 6 months of this year I have gotten done, and it's a lot. But now, a lot of them are small. They're really small. I started this year with 18 whips. One of those whips is Rosewood Manor's Cottage Garden, I believe is the name of it. Anyway, it's in timeout. It's going to be in timeout for a little while. It has a mistake on it. I don't know where the mistake is. I don't know if I'm going to take it out or try to start from there. I don't know. Anyway, I have finished 7 of those 18. 1 in timeout. That means there are 10 left that I started this year with. In this year, this first 6 months, I started 47. Now that includes 20 from Mania, but I have finished 28, so I have 19 left. So that totals 29 whips, but one of those is in timeout, so that's only 28. So at this point, I have 28 whips, and I have 35 finishes. Not fully finished, just finished. But hey, that's really good. That's a lot. There are so many that I still want to stitch. Oh my goodness. I want to get all my whips finished, but I want to start new things. And so, you know, I'm like this. Do I start something new? Do I finish something old? Do I try to do both and then I'm going crazy? And I have gardening to do and canning to do. So time needs to stretch out for me. I don't think that's going to happen, but that's what I want to happen, for the days to get longer. Or maybe I just want to accomplish more in a day. I don't know. Anyway, I enjoyed the visit. I hope that you did as well. I hope you come back to see me, and I hope that you are all blessed with wonderful stitching. Bye-bye.